Let the journey take you where it wants to. We'll continue to find our way through anything we face. We got what it takes. Here we go. All we need is an open road and a chance to see a never-ending world that's beautiful. Here we go, with the sunlight on our skin. It's a brand new day, it's ours to take, and we will let it in. This is where the adventure begins.
In this episode, we leave Bathurst after the hot laps around Mount Panorama, head down to Cowra to check out the Japanese garden and the prisoner of war camp before making our way up to Parks to check out the dish, the radio telescope, across to Molong for a brilliant free camp at the Molong Bowling Club. We then follow the trek of the art sculpture trail up to Peak Hill Gold Mine, and then finally finish up in Dubbo for another campsite at the Red Earth Winery. So Cowra Showground, $25 a night, power and water. You pretty much just pull in, grab a spot. There is a phone number on the sign at the start there. Just give them a call and they'll come around and collect the dollars up. It's fairly open. There are showers and toilets, very clean over the back. It's a little bit basic, but it's it's an excellent spot. And it's about a 10-minute walk into town itself.
What you doing?
Changing all the legs out, so we're going to get rid of the originals. And putting in the Boss heavy duty ones. Now, each one of these will take 1.8 tonne to a corner, so you don't need a jack if you get a flat tyre. Just lift the legs
and they all run off the power drill as well, so nice and easy. A lot more heavy duty than these stupid things, so take them out, change them out. 3 done, this is the last one.
Oh.
Located at the Cowra Visitor Information Centre, this 9-minute presentation brings the tragic events of the Cowra Breakout to life through the eyes of Claire, a young Cowra local. The famous POW hologram theatre is the best place to start your historical journey through the Cowra region and learning about the Cowra Breakout that occurred in August 1944 and made famous by the movie The Cowra Breakout.
That not all Japanese POWs were hardline fanatics.
Cowra is the home of Australia's World Peace Bell, located in Civic Square. The Australian World Peace Bell is a replica of the one that stands in the forecourt of the United Nations headquarters in New York as a reminder of the continual need for all nations to work for peace. The Australian World Peace Bell was awarded to Cowra in 1992 for its long-standing contribution to the world peace of international understanding. It is the only World Peace Bell in the world that is not located in a city.
The Cowra Breakout occurred on 5 August 1944 when 1,104 Japanese prisoners of war attempted to escape from the camp near Cowra. It was the largest prison escape of World War II, as well as one of the bloodiest. During the escape and ensuing manhunt, 4 Australian soldiers and 231 Japanese soldiers were killed or committed suicide. The remaining escapees were recaptured and subsequently imprisoned. The Cowra Breakout, as it is known, began at about 2 a.m. on the 5th of August 1944 when a Japanese inmate ran to the camp gates and shouted what seemed to be a warning to the sentries. Then a Japanese bugle sounded, a sentry fired a warning shot. More sentries fired as 3 mobs of prisoners shouting bonsai began breaking through the wire, 1 mob on the northern side, 1 on the western and 1 on the southern. They flung themselves across the wire with the help of blankets. They were armed with knives, baseball bats, clubs, studded with nails and hooks, wire stilettos and garroting cords. The bugler, Hajime Toyoshima, had been Australia's first Japanese prisoner of war. And soon afterwards, prisoners set most of the buildings in the Japanese compound on fire. Within minutes of the start of the breakout attempt, Privates Ben Hardy and Ralph Jones manned the No. 2 Vickers machine gun and began firing into the first wave of escapees. They were soon overwhelmed by a wave of Japanese prisoners who had breached the lines of barbed wire fences. Some 359 POWs escaped, while some others attempted or committed suicide or were killed by their countrymen. Some of those who did escape also committed suicide to avoid recapture. All the survivors were recaptured within 10 days of the breakout.
This is Bellevue Hill Lookout. You just would have seen the footage of the lookout. You got barbecue areas, picnic areas, toilets, and then it goes down the hill towards the Japanese gardens, which we'll have a look at shortly.
The Cowra Japanese Garden and Culture Centre is a 12-acre garden that was established to recognise and develop an ongoing relationship between the people of Cowra Shire and the people of Japan. The garden was designed by Ken Nakajima in the style of an Edo period as a strolling garden. The rocky hillside, manicured hedges, waterfalls, streams, and lake provided a serene environment for a variety of aquatic birds. Other special features of the garden including a bonsho bell, a tradition Edo cottage, an authentic open-air tea house, and a bonsai house. In 1960, the Japanese government decided to bring all their war dead from other parts of Australia to be reburied at Cowra, which already featured a cemetery of the remains of 231 Japanese soldiers killed during the 1944 Cowra Breakout at the nearby prison of war camp. The Japanese War Cemetery was maintained after World War II by members of the Cowra RSL and passed back to Japan in 1963. Coming up behind you.
In the last episode, we introduced you to Rusty, our toy poodle, who's going to be travelling with us. But for the next 12 months, he's also going to have his half-brother with him in Axel. The lower bridge pylons for the Lachlan River Bridge feature Aboriginal murals painted by local Aboriginal artist Kim Freeman and depict the history of the Wiradjuri people who inhabited the Cowra area before English settlement. It has a depth measurement depicting a number of floods where the Lachlan River has flooded Cowra over the years, including the 1990 depth of 13.5 metres. The CSIRO Parkes Observatory is a radio astronomy observatory located 20 kilometres north of the town of Parkes. The 64-metre dish, affectionately known as the dish, was one of several radio antennae used to receive live television images of the Apollo 11 moon landing, as portrayed in the 2000 movie The Dish, directed by Rob Sitch and starring Sam Neill. The visitor centre, which is free to enter, allows visitors to view the dish as it moves. There are exhibits about the history of the telescope, astronomy, space science, and a 3D movie theatre. Molong Bowling Club was devastated in the 2022 floods, but does provide an awesome free camp. Portable toilets are provided, no showers, no power or water points, rubbish bins are provided, fires are allowed, and the sites are pet friendly.
Animals on Bikes is a 120 kilometre paddock art sculpture tourist trail located central New South Wales between Molong and Dubbo Zoo. This self-drive tourist route is free, open all year and viewed from the comfort of your own car. Animals on Bikes started as a series of 45 creative 2-metre high sculptures and small letterboxes, created by local farmers, farmers' wives, men's sheds, bus driver, preschool kids, playgroup mums and anyone with an artistic flair. That was 2009. Now there are over 100 sculptures on display.
Hey guys, okay, so we're going for a bit of a wander around the Peak Hill gold mine experience. So that's Peak Hill, which is located about halfway between Parkes and Dubbo on the Newell Highway. It's a nice little town. There's a pub there and a cafe and a few other bits and pieces. But the Peak Hill gold mine, open cut, so it's kind of a small version of the super pit in Kalgoorlie. It was mined originally in the late 1890s. They pulled about 55,000 ounces of gold out, and they got down in the open pit. They got down about 200 metres. Well, they then abandoned it for whatever reason, and then in around 2000 another mining company took up the lease, and they reopened it and pulled out plenty of gold as well. But then they also abandoned. There's a second section that they've been mining. They mined that for about 18 months, but then the sidewall collapsed, so they abandoned that. But looks like it's a fairly reasonable mining result. Quite a few thousand ounces of gold were pulled out, but no doubt there'd be still plenty of gold around. They even said in the information that there is quite a bit left in the bottom of the pit, but it's not really economic to pull it out. But hey, wouldn't be bad to throw a detector over. Anyway, that's the Peak Hill gold mine experience. Open cut and well worth a stop. Like I said, it's free. Toilets and information around everywhere. See ya.
Red Earth Estate Winery provides a small paid campground area to the rear of the main building, overlooking some of the vines. They provide water points, rubbish bins, fires are allowed, it is pet friendly, and they have powered and unpowered sites.
Yep. Ooh, look at that. Yep. What else have we got? Yep. Yep, they're all the same. Cool. So this is Mother's Day dinner at the Red Earth Estate Winery, where they do dumplings.
Dumplings.
Pretty cool.
Oh, my favourite.
Tuck in.
That's a wrap on another episode for Great Aussie Odyssey, and we do hope that you've enjoyed watching our video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Give us a thumbs up. We're really enjoying creating these videos for you. We've gone from Bathurst down up to Dubbo, so we've dedicated a whole video to Dubbo Zoo, so keep watching on our next YouTube for that. Apart from that, have a great day. We'll see you out there in the great outdoors. Bye for now.
Feel it coming now. Here we go.